Hello, it's Silas for DinoPC and we've gone virtual reality mad! Now we're checking out NZXT's new S340 Elite case. Now the original S340 from NZXT was for most a fantastic budget-friendly builder's case, which provided excellent function and aesthetic at a much more cost-effective price, around the £60 mark. The new S340 is actually going to come in at a slightly more premium price, around £90 to £100, depending on your retailer. On a side note, NZXT has brought the new Elite case out in a few different colours for you to choose from, the original black, white, and the black and red version, which we have selected to take a look at today. In essence, the original and Elite S340 are still the same case, with frames that are hard to tell apart. However, this brief overview should give you a better idea of what improvements that extra £30 will be buying you. Initially, the changes are quite obvious, with the Elite supporting a brilliant tempered glass side panel window, which really helps to show off your new build with a lot more clarity than acrylic would do. Alongside this, tempered glass will be significantly more scratch resistant than an acrylic side panel window, which means the window to your new PC's guts will stay fresher for longer. The implementation of this new window is actually quite smart, essentially a single panel of glass with a masked-off area to hide the otherwise unsightly mounting for a typical slide-in side panel. The new mounting mechanism relies on small threaded standoffs attached to the case and rubber-padded thumb nuts which are easy enough to remove to allow you access to the internals. It's nice to see rubber on both the standoffs and these thumb nuts to ensure that the glass does not become scratched or damaged during installation. Once inside, there isn't really much of a difference in the internal layout of the Elite, and with the side-by-side comparison of both the Elite and the original S340, they could be easily confused. Both carry the same clever PSU and cable management shrouds, and the NZXT branded support bracket are both apparent. The most obvious change on this side is the inclusion of an additional 2.5-inch hard drive or SSD mount, which is positioned to show off the storage through the larger tempered glass side window. The included fans are the same as the original S340, and you get two 120mm fans mounted at the top and the rear of the case, providing a good starting point for cooling your new system. There are, however, no included fans on the front, as it looks like NZXT is suggesting that this is where you would install your AIO cooler, and they have included a large plastic and mesh dust filter, which is easily removable from the top front of the case. This is held in place with magnets, again making it easy to remove and replace this filter. At the back of the case, we are greeted with the same PSU mounting plate held in place with Captic thumb screws. A plastic and mesh PSU dust filter is also included, which has not been with the very early S340 case, and just like the front, this is easier to remove and replace as long as you have access to the back of the case. Moving on to behind the motherboard tray, there are some visible changes here, as 4 plastic clips have been included to provide some easily reusable cable management. These do feel a little bit plasticky, but they get the job done. If these don't feel strong enough, the same cable tie mounting points are present to help with cable routing larger cables. Behind the PSU shroud, we have the same 3.5-inch mounting bay for hard drive installation, and it's a shame to see that this has not been improved, as it would have been nice to see some rubber isolation mounts or drive caddies to help with the installation. As mentioned before with the Elite, there is the inclusion of an additional 2.5-inch hard drive or SSD mount on the left of the case, which gives you mounting options for a total of 3 3.5-inch and 3 2.5-inch drives. Storage aside, however, another major change with the new Elite case is the front I/O, which has been updated to make the case a bit more VR friendly. This is also evident with the front I/O connectors, where you have an HDMI extension cable alongside the USB 3, power switch, hard drive LED and power indicators, headphone and microphone connections, and a new USB 2.0 internal header cable. To aid with connecting VR headsets using the front panel I/O, the HDMI extension cable simply runs through a small cutout at the rear of the case and plugs directly into your graphics card. This saves you from fumbling around at the back of the case every time you want to connect your VR headset. The inclusion of this HDMI pass-through might not be for everyone, but the inclusion of an additional 2 USB 2.0 ports is an excellent and welcome addition to the S340 front I/O. The accessories for the Elite are another talking point, as you do get some quite interesting bits of kit alongside your standard cable ties, case screws and instruction manual. To help with installation of a 2.5-inch drive on the PSU shroud, a SATA power extension cable has been included, allowing you to easily route power to this drive, which is a really nice touch and makes the overall look much cleaner. Another significant inclusion is this rubber donut, which is magnetized, allowing easy attachment to the case. This is designed to store your VR headset and cables neatly and splits into 2 to provide more space for cable management. This is a brilliant piece of kit and something which I would like to pick up to store my headphones neatly myself. It does of course work really well as designed as a VR headset storage solution, and routing even thicker cables within the rubberized central channel is relatively effortless. This truly does help to provide a much cleaner storage option for your VR headset, and as presentation goes, actually looks quite brilliant. Now initially the objective of this overview had been to see where the value of your extra £30 was being spent. And I must say that even if this rubberized VR headset mount had been the only inclusion, it would have seemed completely justified to me. To also get extra I/O functionality, improved cable management, extra storage mounting options, and a tempered glass side panel all rolled into that same £30 strikes me as an absolute bargain and a massive improvement over the original S340. So I hope you enjoyed this little rundown of the new S340 Elite. As I say, sort of the improvements seem to be massively outweighing the sort of difference in cost, and I'd imagine a lot of people would be looking to go for this case rather than the original S340. But let us know in the comments, do you like this? Do you think this is an overall improvement? Would you like to see more case manufacturers going down the route of making their cases a bit more VR friendly? Is that something that you're looking to adopt, or do you not really mind about these improvements? Is it something that you see as a bit of a waste of time? Would you be inclined to go for a tempered glass side panel over an acrylic one? These sorts of things, put them in the comments, let us know. It always helps us to provide you with more sort of informative content and content that's more directed to our viewers. So as well, make sure you like and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down, depending on your opinion, but let us know as well if there's something that we can improve on, then that's what we're always sort of aiming to do. So thank you very much for bearing with us with this little rundown of the new S340 Elite. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.